All right, let's continue on our little series of questions to ask the author about the new book, The Istanbul Cipher. Okay, so this is under the section of themes and subtext, and question number 9 goes, memory, identity, and silence all run deep in this novel. What do you think is the cost of forgetting, especially for young people? Okay, the cost of forgetting is that it's gone. That's the biggest thing of all. You might have a story from your childhood, and maybe a story about your grandparents. Let's say your grandparents have told you a story, but if you do not relive that and tell that to your own children, who will tell it to their children, it will be gone in 1 to 2 generations. It'll be like it never happened. And this can be for anything from funny, silly stories to amazing stories of accomplishment and things that change people's lives. And that's what was driving me to write this book. I didn't want things forgotten, and so that was one of the big influences. Okay, number 10, the antagonist. Hakan Kadir represents institutional erasure, cloaked in civility. What inspired him? I think a lot of that is that I see, especially in education when I was a teacher, things just moving forward at such a pace. And it was like the institution of education was just saying, yeah, we're ready to move on. I'm like, yeah, but what about what we were doing? Oh, no, there's a flavor of the month. We have to try this new thing here. I'm like, yeah, but what about what was working before? And I get the idea. Trust me, I get the idea of being innovative. That I've lived by that, and I've beat that drum to death. But there are some things that you've got to be careful about, that you're not erasing the great work of others. Instead, let's build upon the great work of others instead of moving on. And finally, for this section, number 11, the Foundation. These are the bad guys. As a global force, only appear in the shadows. How does this secret group tie into the larger series arc? Okay. Well, without giving too much away, the Foundation will be a part of all 10 books. They are kind of the bad guys, but you don't know much about them yet. We're going to find out little bits and pieces as all the books go on. New little pieces of the puzzle are going to be added to it, so that by the time we get to book 10, it'll all come together to a very satisfying ending where you're like, I know what's going on here. So that's what it is. Thanks for listening. I'll tell you more next week.